Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Ives number 61 A10B is what this is. This is a baseboard mounted door stop is what it is. It's a door stop. They're typically baseboard mounted. They could be mounted to the back of the door, and I've seen that as well. Don't know why I really see them mounted to the back of the door, except that it might... Well, actually, it might have a reason to do that where you're going to install it onto your base is not exactly flat or flush. It might be easier to install it onto the back of a door than it is to the baseboard, but mounting it to the baseboard is really where you'll see an Ives 61. So the 61 is representative of what this item is. Okay, this is a doorstop. The 61 has some particular dimensional properties. They say that it has a 3 3/16 projection with a 7/8 base diameter. So 3 3/16, I'd say we're pretty close to that, about 3 1/8. 7/8 base diameter, I'd say we're pretty close to that as well. Looks like we're about close for 2 inch. Wood thread on the back. Obviously give yourself a small little kind of hole that you might have there. There is no provision by which to install this into your door, so you're going to probably be doing that by hand because there's no slot or Phillips rubber tip. And this rubber tip is available as a replacement part. That's the WS-PART.1075, and there is a link below this video as well. If you have a pet, especially a dog, maybe buy some extras right away. You know, I'm aware of people have actually glued these or epoxied these back down onto the aluminum base material, etc. I'm not saying that you should do that because that will make replacement a bit more of a chore. But nonetheless, if you expect a lot of use and volume on the stop, you might want to pick up some replacements right away. Now, there is a link below this video to a document called Installation. And that piece of paperwork is, I'm going to guess, 2 to 3 decades old, if not older. Just shows you an idea of where to install it. There's no hard and fast rule about how far it's going to be off the edge of the door in terms of its placement or how high. You do want to be sure that you're making solid contact with the door. If you have a hollow core door, you might want to move it over so that it's going to hit the stile on the inside of the construction of the door rather than the hollow part. If you were to maybe accidentally fall into it or someone might forcibly push it too hard, you might puncture the door. And it might be nice to have some solid lumber behind that. The perimeter of your wood door would have a wood structure around it. Obviously place it in an area where, you know, it won't be a trip hazard at all, if that can be helped. Now, the A in the part number, that means aluminum. That means it's made of aluminum. And there is a link below this video to a document called Product Catalog or perhaps Product Brochure, indeed. You'll see the 61 there, along with its sister product, the 60. A little bit greater projection on the 60, you'll notice that. The 61 is going to be available in three base materials. The A stands for aluminum, the B will stand for solid brass, and the Z will stand for zinc. Zinc's a pretty new option that I've not seen in the catalog yet, but will sure prove to be an inexpensive item, being zinc. Inexpensive because of how plentiful nature, you know, how plentiful in nature zinc as a base material is. You'll be able to do a brass and a nickel and a dark bronze type color, so you might investigate that. I can't speak about that because at the time of this video I've never seen it. But on the aluminum, the A, you can do an A3, which is a polished brass, an A5, which is antique brass, A10 satin bronze, A10B what they call oil rub bronze, A14 polished nickel, A15 satin nickel, A19, that should be black. A92 would be a zinc style. A716 is like a Venetian type black. But the A19, you know what, let's back that up. That may not be black. I think they've got the BLK color. Yeah, forgive me. The A19 is what they call flat coated aluminum. It's an unusual color. I admittedly do not see that one often. And then they can apparently do it in white as well on the 61. Now, if you change that A to a B, now you're dealing with a solid brass piece of material. Obviously more expensive, but the caliber of the finish will be substantially better. B3 is polished brass, B4 is satin brass, B5 is antique brass, B10 is satin bronze, B10B oil rubbed bronze, B15 satin nickel, B15A on antique nickel, that's a real nice color. B26 is polished chrome, B26D is satin chrome, and a B716 specialty item that you'll find available in a carded item in a package of 15. If you're looking for a 716 finish, you're going to opt to the 10B finish is where you'd come down on that. Okay, very nice quality item, very inexpensive, very appropriate. Door stops like this last decades installed at a home. And again, if you expect substantial use, you might as well order the replacement bumpers now. But if you don't, then don't bother, because if you're like me, you'll likely forget where you put them by the time you need them. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Ives products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Any questions on the Ives number 61 in an A10B finish or any other Ives product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.